Welcome everybody, I'm Alistair and this is the Highland Hikers. It's a fairly kind of breezy and kind of chilly morning for mid-June, so to speak, and you know, I'm away up in a place that I've never actually gone walking before. Generally, every Munro I've done so far has been all over kind of the west coast, kind of Loch Lomond and kind of round about that area. So today I am up in the Cairngorms for the very first time, and I've kind of set myself a big task today. I'm going to do the Glas Maol circuit, but I'm also going to include two other Munros of Tolmount and Buidhe, and that takes it to 6 Munros in total for this circuit. I do have the option of missing the last 2 and then coming back, and that kind of brings it from what would be about a 30-kilometre walk down to about 22 kilometres. Surprisingly enough, there is not a huge amount of ascent in that. There's less than a kilometre of ascent over the whole of that walk, even if I did all 6 of them. But I'm going to keep going just now, and I'm going to see how I get on, and later on in the walk I'll make that decision about whether I'm going to do those last 2. It's going to depend a lot on on how the legs are coping and just how late on it's getting in the day. I don't want to be out for a really long time today, but it is a very early start for me. I've been driving for a good few hours just now, and just now it's very kind of peaceful. There are quite a few other people about, so I wasn't the first person in the car park, but this is it's a kind of totally new area to me, and the landscape's very different to what I'm kind of used to on the west coast. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how different it is, because once you get up the top there I understand it's fairly flat between all the Munros. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see you further up the road. Today I've got a new backpack which I've had my eye on for quite some time now. Up until now I've been using a Osprey Talon 18, and it gets a wee bit tight in there. There's not a huge amount of space, considering you usually got a drone, cameras and some other equipment, plus everything else you need for walking, you know, your layers, hats, gloves and food. So it was all a wee bit tight in there, so I have upgraded to a Osprey Talon Pro 30. So now I have absolutely hundreds of room in there. It's brilliant, and wee river here to cross, and it's a lot more comfortable on the back as well. I'm even able to store my walking poles on the side of it, which is a bit of a benefit to having them underneath your arm. A great start to the day. That is me pretty much bang on the hour mark, and first Munro bagged. This one, Carn and Tuirc, at a height of 1,019 metres. So the bulk of the ascent is pretty much done for today. It's pretty flat up here. It's kind of really strange compared to what I'm used to over on the west coast, but it just looks like kind of rolling hills from up here. You can see all the way around in this big loop where I'm going to be heading, and some snow kind of clinging to some the north face of some gullies. It's kind of strange to think you would still see this in June, but anyway, I'm going to crack on. It's at least 3 more to do today, so let's see how we go on for the rest of them. So I'm heading over to Carn of Claise now, and there's a really obvious path over there. You know, it's well worn in between these 2 Munros, but once you're at the top of the last one there, it's maybe not quite obvious where you want to go. What you want to actually do is head east from the top there. You can see Cairn of Claise towards the south, but yeah, you want to head east there's a wee cairn, you can see aim for that. Then once you get there, you're kind of heading kind of southeast from that point, and then you'll see the really obvious path. That's me at the summit of Carn of Claise now. It's very windy up here. Oh, like, I can't believe how windy it is. I'm kind of struggling to stand upright a wee bit here. Right beyond me here, you can see Glas Maol, which would be the next one if you were doing the Glas Maol circuit. But I'm heading over this way, heading away over here to head towards Tolmount. So I've just come off the summit of Tolmount there. It is incredibly windy up there. Standing side on to it, it's almost wanting to blow me over. It's incredible just coming back off Cairn of Claise. You know, there's a nice wee dip before you get to this, and the wind died down in that dip, and then just up here, oh my goodness, it's blowing a gale. So I've just come over to the other side of the summit just to get a wee rest, probably get something to eat and just get out the wind for a wee bit. I have been walking for just under 3 hours now, and that's me bagged 3 Munros, so that was 25, 26 and now 27 done. Got one more to do, which is Buidhe, which is behind the camera, and then after that I'm going to see how I feel. There's a lot of birds out as well, seen a few grouse, and I think I've seen a couple of ptarmigans as well, which is something I've not really seen before, so brilliant. I'm really enjoying that. So yeah. I'm going to grab a bit of lunch and then I'll head over to the next one from here. So that's me at the summit of Buidhe here, and it's just as bad as it was at the top of Tolmount. It is absolutely blowing a gale. This is the smallest Munro of the day that I've done so far. It's 957 metres tall. It's 1 metre shorter than Tolmount, and you know, it's just so open and vast up here that it's just, there's no protection from this wind whatsoever. I'm really hoping you can even hear this. I'm struggling to kind of stand upright here. It's incredible. So from here I'm heading back over towards Glas Maol. I'm unsure whether I'll do that one yet. I'll see once I kind of get in the region there. I've got an option to head back to the car before I get there, or I can include that and go a much kind of wider route back to the car. So I'll decide further up the road. We'll see how windy it is. Oh, I've made it past Cairn of Claise, and it's almost decision time. I've done 4 Munros today, which takes my total count to 28. Now, do I add another 2 to it? Glas Maol is almost within touching distance of the route that I'm planning on doing. Doesn't take a huge detour to add it. The one after that, it's a bit of a different story. It's a few kilometres on too. So I decided to go for it, and that's the top of Glas Maol right behind me there, and it is just as windy up here as it has been for pretty much the rest of this walk. I've had a quick bite to eat. I'm going to crack on because I need to get the next one done and get back to the car and get back there in one piece. But oh, it's just so windy today. So this last bit is pretty much an out and back to the 6th Munro of the day from the top of Glas Maol. It didn't look too bad, but from here I'm I don't know if I'm already regretting making this decision. It's it looks quite steep at the end there. It doesn't look like it's a huge ascent, but I think my legs are not going to be happy with me tomorrow. This is turning into a pretty epic day, and I have to say this one, which I'm going to absolutely murder the pronunciation of it, Creag looks the most spectacular of the lot. Every one so far has been, you know, fairly flat and rounded, whereas this is, you know, it's quite steep on either side, a wee bit kind of scree at the top, so looks good. Looking forward to getting up there, getting back, and then starting what will be a fairly long walk back to the car. So there we have it, the sixth and final Munro of the day. This is Creag. That's not the way you say it, I'm sure, but that's what I'm going to go for. I am 20 kilometres in, 6 hours of walking, and have a fairly long walk back to the car. I think I've got probably another 10k to get back there. I'm not looking forward to it, although hopefully it's there's not too much more ascent in that. But do you know something? It's been totally worth it coming out here, because this is my favourite Munro of the day by far. It just looks absolutely spectacular when you're walking up to it. It's this, you know, kind of very kind of pyramid kind of shape again to it, and compared to everything else, it's just so much more appealing to the eye, and it feels more of an accomplishment, even though you can see behind me like Glas Maol way over in the distance there. It's obviously taller than this one, but to me this has been the jewel in the crown, so to speak, today. But thank you for sticking with me through this. As you can see, I'm absolutely knackered. I will get to the car. We'll just cut to future Alistair just to see how long it actually takes to get there. It was too far. Thank you, future Alistair. Yes, as expected, this is not going to be fun to get back to the rest of the way. So, yeah, thanks for being with me through this epic 6 Munro day. I don't think I'm ever going to do something like this again. That's me now up to 30 Munros done. Yes, so next week we've got 2 more planned, which should be a really good one. I'm thoroughly looking forward to that, and check back in with us next week and have a look for that video when it comes out. And you know, if you're enjoying everything, give us a wee subscribe, like the video. It's really appreciated. Helps the channel grow so much, and you know, it makes myself and Douglas you know, really appreciate, you know, that you like these videos. You know, a lot of work goes into them, and a lot of blood, sweat and tears, so to speak. So yeah, definitely check back next week for the next one.